With the resurgence of animated Optimus thanks to his Legacy United figure, I thought, why not do a comparison and see which one is actually the best figure of him to get. Today we're going to be looking at the Deluxe one that came with the Battle Begins 2-pack, with the Deluxe Megatron, which I've already checked out on the channel, the Voyager Optimus from the animated toy line, and the Legacy United Voyager Optimus. We're going to compare these in multiple categories, from the look, from obviously how accurate they are to the show model, their articulation, the transformation, how accurate the transformation is to the show, as that is what the animated toy line was going for, their accessories, and just overall how much they feel like animated Optimus, and how much they are animated Optimus. For starters, let's compare the look of the robot mode. Now, obviously they're all going for completely different things, right? They're all different size classes, so they're different price points. However, this one is going to be the one that probably has the most controversy. I mean, it's the least controversial of all the updates they've done from Prime and Animated. I mean, in my opinion, it's the best one they've done. But before we get started on him, which will be the last one, let's look at the Deluxe. Now, I have had this Deluxe since since the figure came out, so 4, 5. So it is incredibly loose and won't stand. But let's take the accessory out, because this obviously is a different category. Now, this figure is great. It is really good. It's actually accurate to the robot, to the show, should I say. However, there are just certain things about it, like the wheels there. Obviously, the price point, they couldn't really get the same thing as the Voyager, but the wheels there, the battle damage that isn't accurate at all, and then the fact that it came with a Cybertronian Megatron, even though Optimus was never in his Earth mode as Cybertronian Megatron. It's very awkward inclusion, but the paint is honestly really good. It's just missing bits of yellow, obviously. But this is a really good figure, and he doesn't like to stand. But this is great. Perfect. If you want this as your animated Optimus, yeah, it's fine. It does. It'll do. But when it comes to animated Optimuses, this is probably the one you're going to go for. Now, obviously, taking out the accessories, this is amazing. This is obviously the Zakara version. I could never find a Hasbro one. As much as I would really like the Hasbro one, this one was easier to find, a lot cheaper than getting one from eBay US, and this one was also from Japan. It came from Japan. £30 it cost, and wow, this is an absolutely amazing figure. I was blown away by it. But in terms of the look, this is animated Optimus. Yes, there are some things here and there, but the fact that this figure came out, was it Eric Siebeniner? I can't pronounce his surname, was the designer, and everyone else with Eric worked closely with Derek J. Wyatt to make the figures look as accurate as possible. This is amazing. It has obviously the heroic angles that Wyatt was known for. It has a lot of great paint details that the design had. A lot of the angles are accurate. Obviously, they couldn't really go fully accurate for the robot mode, because then it would affect the vehicle mode. But it's accurate either way. Now, this is the only one to actually have an action feature, if you would say, there. So you have his unmasked and masked face, which is amazing. It's shocking how they haven't done this since, especially on what we have nowadays, but then again, they are focusing more on engineering, which I honestly do prefer. And this isn't the best execution of it, because it hangs low, so you can tell that it's, that it is the face mask. But other than that, this is incredibly accurate. This is a great figure, probably one of my favourite figures in the collection. But now we move on to the newest one, the one that I think everyone is talking about at the moment, and that is Legacy United's Voyager rendition. Now, I'm just going to say, hands down, this is an absolutely amazing figure. I adore it so much. This screams animated Optimus. And looks like animated Optimus. But I saw someone put it on Twitter saying this is how it would look like if Season 4 Power Master Prime was a thing, was actually real. And I kind of agree with that, because it is... You could tell it's been run through a G1 filter, because it's a lot chunkier. A lot more chunkier. But it's great. It's a great look. The head sculpt is absolutely amazing. Probably my favourite Prime head sculpt, other than Lyle Convoy's head sculpt, because this is absolutely amazing. The black outlines as well, to make it feel like Derek J. Wyatt's art style. Oh, the detail they put in this. Mark clearly knew what to do with this. And obviously he also does have some G1 details. Obviously the vents there. The arrows there. And yes, it is very much a G1ified animated Prime. But it's animated Prime. And for probably one of the first animated figures in the at least Western releases that actually has the white outline of the Autobot symbol, which is something that many of the animated figures did not have. They all had the silver, as we saw with the Deluxe. But this is a great figure. Now we're going to talk about articulation for these figures, because obviously nowadays that is something we look for in Transformers, but wasn't really a massive thing in animated. So we're going to start off with the Deluxe figure. So he does have this weird neck joint, which is mainly for transformation, but it is there so you can kind of tilt the head, because if it's there, you can't do it. But you can do it when it's like that, but it doesn't like it. He's looking down once you tilt his head. It's on a weird axis, very strange. But he does have up and down on the shoulders there due to transformation, but he does have very loose ball joints. So then again, this is just because I've had this since I was very young. He does have ball jointed bicep, ball jointed wrist, would you call that, forearm. He does have double jointed elbow, because you've got it there, and then you've got the transformation joint. He does have in and out on the wrist, but that is due to just transformation. He does have waist articulation, which the gimmick is broken on mine now, since obviously I've had it since I was very young, and it's probably covered in dust. But it used to have a gimmick where it would punch, and it doesn't work anymore. It works on Megatron, but it doesn't work on this. The legs are ball jointed, like a lot of them. These are probably the best ball joints of animated figures that I have, because they actually stay around that much, like there. Then you have knee articulation and toe articulation, mainly transformation. However, for an animated figure, quite good articulation, especially for a Deluxe at the time. Now let's move on to the Voyager. Now this, it's very, very good for its time. So the head is just on a swivel, which is fine, because obviously it had to accumulate the gimmick, and it can still swivel. The gimmick is down, which is incredible. You can get it to look up, though, if you undo the transformation joint, but it's not really worth it. It doesn't really add much to it. There are butterflies, but that is due to transformation, and they are very loose. Very loose. I do need to figure out how to figure out a way to thicken that up. He does have pull down joints, would you say, in the shoulders, but that is due to transformation. He does have articulation there, swivel, should I say. Shoulders can go out that far, even more if you use the weird hinge joints there, which are very tight. He does have bicep swivel and less than 90 degree, but that is mainly due to just the angle of that is being cut. No wrist articulation, however. Very loose waist due to transformation, but there is a way to peg it in properly, but I still haven't figured it out yet. He does have thigh articulation there. There's no thigh cut, but there is below the knee ankle, below the knee articulation. There is knee articulation. It doesn't move that much, but that is mainly due to obviously the aesthetic of the figure, and like the Deluxe, it has toe up and down, but then transformation. This is quite good for its time, in my opinion. And it's not as good as, say, Leader Megatron that I covered recently, but it's quite good. It would probably stand up to Titans Return, Prime Wars trilogy type of figures, but not really to modern day, because this is where this comes in. Now, if we're going to talk about the Ghost of Transformations for Animated Prime, this is what we're going to talk about. Head is on a ball joint, so we get full 360 there. You know, it's a little head waggle. It is also on a hinge, so you can get them up and down. Shoulders are on a mushroom peg, so you can move them up and around. And obviously you have the the hinge joint there. You have a bicep swivel, double jointed transformation joint, which you can also use for a elbow. So I'm forgetting all the words today. You have wrist swivel, which is absolutely amazing. He does have waist swivel, which on some copies is very tight and comes off, but on mine it is perfectly fine. You have universals at the legs. However, due to the sculpt, they can't really kick out that far. Do you have thigh cut? So, you know, one up on the animated lads. Very, very wide angle for the knee there. You do have ankle tilt, which is really, really good. And if you want to undo the transformation joints, you can also have toe up and down. Now, this figure is really good at posing. I'd say if we're going to go for who's going to win in categories, he definitely wins on categories, on the articulation, whilst the Voyager wins on looking like the character, in my opinion. So these two are in the running for best so far. The Deluxe, to no surprise to anyone, isn't. Now we're going to talk about accessories and compatibility. The animated one comes with this axe, the Deluxe one. And this was the most accurate axe in the time. Made of clear plastic, however, but great. No worries about it breaking whatsoever. Amazing axe. Probably the best of the animated primes. However, what's the word? I have heard of cases of it breaking, but that's the only thing I've heard. I've only heard about one case of it breaking, but it's really good. Honestly, it's a great looking axe. Most accurate to the show so far. Now let's move on to the Voyager, who probably, I won't lie, has the worst accessories of them all, because it comes with this very inaccurate axe and this gun, which is accurate to the ones that come out of his forearms, but obviously it's too big and you can't mount it on the forearm, which would have been great if they had a port there to do that, even though it is too big for that. But they can combine the axe and the gun, but that's mainly for the alt mode. But there you go, you shove that in there, put that in there, and you can chop, chop, shoot, shoot. And this is also a water gun, but I'm not putting water in this. So I'm not going to lie, this guy will not win on accessories whatsoever. He could win on everything else, but definitely not accessories. So far, the Deluxe one is in a running for winning for accessories. Now we're going to move on to the Legacy Voyager one, who, let's be honest, comes with a better axe. It is just the Deluxe one, slightly thicker. If only the handle were black, and it would have been obviously perfect. But it can move in and out, so like he does in the show. And he can also dual wield it with the ports. But this is a great axe. This is an absolutely amazing weapon accessory. And as well, if you have HasLab Victory Saber, you can take the jetpack from Victory Leo, tab in. It will take off the light bar, which is also another accessory for some reason. I don't know why. Plug that into there, put the guns down, raise them up a bit, and then you can give him Kingdom / Legacy Galvatron's Matrix, and then you have Endgame animated Optimus Prime, which is probably closest a lot of Westerners will come to a Wingblade Optimus Prime. And this looks great like this. This was the first thing I did when I got him. I knew I wanted to try it. This was amazing. So in terms of compatibility and accessories, it's obviously going to go to Legacy 1. So far it is 2 points to Legacy 1, 1 point to the animated Voyager. Now it's time for alt mode comparisons. Starting off with the Deluxe. I hate this transformation. I won't lie, I really hate it. It's those leg sliders. I cannot stand them. They are so hard to do, and I feel like I'm going to break the figure when I do it. Other than that, this is a pretty good transformation. And it's a pretty good alt mode, I won't lie. Pretty accurate to the cab. Nice weapon storage there. I really like how it just sits there. Probably some of the best weapon storage we've seen for animated until we get to the Voyager, because that is the best weapon storage. But this is a great alt mode. Annoying about the black, annoying about the transformation, but it's pretty good. It does look a bit weird of having that being really high, because that is the fake grill. Yes, that's why it's very long. And that's the real grill. That's the fake one. Very confusing. But it's a pretty good transformation. For the Deluxe Prime. I don't have the Cybertron one, as you can probably tell because it's in this video. It's pretty good figure. Not the best. Now we'll move on to the majesty that is the animated Voyager. I mean, what is there to say that, as I said before, this is really good. It is really accurate to the show, even having some form of trailer, which the closest we ever got furthest to that was the gun they made for animated Voyager. Not animated Voyager, for the animated toy line, and they made like a Nerf gun type of thing. And that was the closest we ever got to a full trailer. No, that was the full trailer, should I say. But this is pretty good. You can still access the gun here. Turn it to the top if you want to go pew 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 with some water. But this is a great alt mode, and the transformation is really good. I do not feel like I'm going to break anything, although I am being careful because of it's all painted. There is a lot of paint scratches after all this is used. This is great. It's just nice, chunky, and solid like this compared to this. Oh, sorry, I miss animated figures so much. I'm so glad I'm buying a ton of them again this year. Now we move on to this one. Now, the weapon storage is really bad, so I'm just going to take that off. We're not going to count that at all. But this, it's just really good. It's a really great alt mode. It actually has the wheels in the correct area, but that's due to the fact that they put fake wheels here. And this does take a lot of transformation views from the Deluxe, which is amazing, because it's like this is the Deluxe one done right, apart from the feet. I do not like the feet. You could just take them off. But this is great. This is a great toy. I really do like the transformation for this. It's really addictive. I cannot stop messing with it, even now that I have the original Voyager. I just dropped him. This is a great figure. The alt mode looks great. Now if we put the three alt modes together, which one feels and looks most like the animated one? It's definitely between these two, because this one looks squat, yet overly tall for what it is. Like, look at it from the side, it's great, but I think it's because they prioritize the robot chest more that it doesn't look that good. So these two are the ones that are running. I think I'm going to have to give both of them a point. I mean, they are both on 3 so far. So we're going to have to go on to the last category. Which one feels most like animated Optimus Prime? So, who is the most animated Prime? He's just going to fall over, isn't he? I don't know. I think it depends on what you want. If you want one from the animated toy line, you've got to go for the Voyager. No doubt about it. But considering how hard it is, I don't think it's bad to get this one. I mean, I have it because I got it when I was younger. but he's really good. Mine's just loose because obviously I've had it for ages and I played with it constantly. This is a good figure, but it's obviously this one. But these two, as much as I love this figure, I mean, this is probably one of the, if not my favourite, Legacy Voyager figure we've ever had. It's got to go to the original Voyager. I mean, considering Derek helped make this figure, you just can't. I mean, whilst I do prefer the Hasbro colour scheme, right, because it's more accurate to the show, you can't deny just this has a presence. And it has this as well. This is the best animated Prime. But the other two are good stand-ins as well. It just depends what you're looking for. Now, for me, this is the best. For you, it might be this one. For you, it also could be this one. For some people, it could be the Activator, the Legends, you know. God forbid you want the Supreme Class one. But this is a good figure. And the rest are too. So don't let me saying that this one is the best deter you from the other ones. They're all good in their own rights. But I think for me, what screams animated is the toy line itself. It's the cartoon. It's the voice of David Kay. And this one just has it. This, for me, is animated Optimus Prime. Now, I've been jinxed. And this is my look at Transformers Animated Deluxe Class Optimus Prime, Voyager Class Optimus Prime, and Legacy United Voyager Class Optimus Prime. Don't forget to check my book out, the link will be in the description. And I will see you next time when we take a look at another character from the franchise we all love.